The Republicans have spent a fair amount of political capital going after Joe Biden for aging in place inside of the White House. But where is Representative Kay Granger, who represents the Fort Worth area in the 12th district in Texas? She's been missing, and not just for a minute, she's been missing for over a year. Looks like she's inside of an assisted living facility, which means the slim, almost non-existent MAGA margin in the House has just gotten a lot slimmer. I'm Michael Popok, taking a look at Representative Kay Granger and the strange story around it. You're on Legal AF, the YouTube channel. Let's get right to it. Now, the MAGA only has about a 3-seat lead, and it's getting slimmer. Could be down to 1 or 2 after Donald Trump is done plucking Congress people out of the MAGA House and putting them in his administration. So when the 119th Congress starts, there's going to be some missing seats. The one we didn't anticipate is the curious case of Kay Granger. Now, she has an illustrious background. I think we can all agree to it. She was not really MAGA, but she has been a lifelong Republican. She's the first woman to ever serve in the House for Texas. Crazy. 12th district covers Fort Worth. Apparently, that's where she's in an assisted living facility and has been for some time. Now, apparently, her falling off the cliff of her mental faculties happened really quickly. As recently as just the last Congress, she was head of the House Appropriations Committee, the ranking member for the Republicans. I mean, that's one of the plum positions of committee positions within the House, one of tremendous power, one that somebody from Texas would want to occupy because of its ability to, send a lot of money to various pet causes all around the country. So how could she have been in that position? And now it looks like she hasn't cast a vote since July of 2023. Now, there are ethics rules that say that her staff and those around her have to report that to the House Ethics Committee if she's incapacitated in any way. Just like if the president was incapacitated, and we have the 25th Amendment to take care of that. Self-reporting is required by the House. Looks like nobody from Kay Granger's office has done that. Dallas Express has done a tremendous amount of reporting in this area. They've gone after and tried to find everybody from the chief of staff to the communications director, policy director, assistant chief of staff for Kay Granger, and nobody is telling the Dallas Express and other media outlets where their boss is. And this is incredible that in 2024, on the cusp of 2025, I got to talk about a missing House member. Now, can you imagine if this was a missing Democratic House member? First of all, the Democrats would self-immolate over this. They would not only disclose that their member was in a assisted living facility, they'd give out the address, the phone number, the room number, and they would tell people to go after that person with a pitchfork. That's the Democrats. The Republicans close ranks very quickly. I can't believe that the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, did not know about Kay Granger. Her real name is Norvell Kay Granger. And MAGA has, because it doesn't fit their narrative of being able to go after Joe Biden is diminished and undermined if they have their own House member who's missing because she's in a dementia unit. But is that honest with the American people? Is anything that MAGA does honest with the American people? I just saw somebody write in a social media post about Donald Trump doing the right thing for once in his life and giving a very soft bit of praise to Jimmy Carter, true statesman, a true president of the United States and for all people. And they attacked Donald Trump. He had a reverse course and say, well, I don't agree with his policies. But the man, I agree, the man was something special. They said, oh, boo, Donald Trump. You shouldn't say anything nice about Jimmy Carter. He was the worst we've ever had. He's terrible. And the Democrats are soulless, so don't even bother trying to make them happy. We're soulless? Please. Nobody challenges my patriotism. Nobody tells me what flag I get to fly. And nobody tells me to stop looking for Kay Granger. Now, look, you can take it for what it's worth, but the Dallas Express did find Kay Granger's son in a restaurant that he runs in the Dallas area, Fort Worth area, and he was none too pleased that they were tracking him down to talk about his mother, and he offered to kick the reporter's ass. Let's roll the clip.
Hey, hey, Carlos. I know who you are, man. You know I'll never talk to you. That's what you did with my mother. You worked for her campaign. Then you went ahead and while you're doing that, you work for Putnam. You're actually doing that. Man, I have no space for you, Mo. You need to get the fuck out of here.
I mean,
Did you hear me? Now it's private property. I can kick you out of here. It's up to you, man. You better get out of here right now. If you fucking did, you're a horrible person. Get out of here.
okay.
Got it?
All right.
You know why, too? Because you.
Aging in America is something that we have to grapple with and ultimately resolved, hopefully in a dignified manner in this country. Attacking aging in place, including when it happens to happen in the halls of Congress or in the White House, is no way to carry ourselves. It's not dignified. It's not honest. It's not proper. For me, it breaches our social contract. It's not that Joe Biden is demented. It's that Joe Biden is aging in place as an 80-year-old. He's a super ager. He's in his 80s. But, you know, we've been around people in their 80s. There's moments when they aren't great. There's moments when the organism of the brain isn't fully functioning. It doesn't mean they can't serve in the office. Doesn't mean they can't make critical decisions. Doesn't mean we should set an age limit or an expiration date on people to contribute to our society. But we have to be sensitive and treat it in a dignified way. If we were being honest, we would have geriatric specialists and gerontologists in the White House helping to serve a president who's in his 80s. Since we don't have age limits in the Constitution, anybody can run. We voted for the man. Instead of hiding it the way we used to hide FDR's polio or, you know, John F. Kennedy's Graves' disease, we should allow it to happen in a dignified way. I shouldn't have to chase down and find Kay Granger. She should have been able to declare that she was having mental issues or assisted living facility issues and try to figure out a way if there was a way for her with further assistance to be a productive representative or not. But not like go into a home and pull a paycheck and drain our coffers. This is not just a MAGA problem, although it is a MAGA problem because they just lost another one, right? I feel like DJ Khaled. There's another one. And we're down to like a two lead. That's why I only half joke that Representative Hakeem Jeffries of the Democrats is basically the co-speaker of the House. Nothing big can get done without him. And the fact that I've got to go on a search mission for the curious case of Kay Granger is ridiculous. And somebody better open up an investigation to determine whether and who knew what and when. Yeah. And that, I mean, there are people, including Republicans in Texas, that are calling for an investigation over this missing representative. You know, there is a Republican from Kingsville in Texas, J.M. Lozano, who's a Republican, who came out he's in the House, the Texas House, and he said, it's come to my attention that the Honorable Norvell Kay Granger, Republican from Fort Worth, who has represented the 12th Congressional District since 1997, may have recently suffered mental health issues that would have required her staff members to immediately report and seek medical attention for her years ago. And he calls for an investigation. Other Republicans are doing the same thing. I think it's obvious why MAGA hid the Kay Granger story for as long as they did, because it undermined their ability to go after Joe Biden. But we're going to call it out right here on Legal AF and on this YouTube channel. Thanks for being here. Hit the blue subscribe button. We're building a durable, reliable channel for the Trump administration to hold them accountable right here on Legal AF. Hit the blue subscribe button. We have no outside investors. We're completely people-powered, powered by Legal AFers and Midas Mighty. And I'm Michael Popok until my next report. In collaboration with the Midas Touch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories at the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.